are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Court here on a Monday. Barnes and Tony again. Where to even begin? What's going on, brother?
Not much, dude. Hanging out. Nothing crazy.
3.5 last night?
Yeah, probably, dude.
I probably wasn't that far behind you, to be honest. I mean, it's just one of those things. A good pool at the Horseshoe, at least, or no?
No. Nothing good about this weekend, dude.
Were you actually at the Horseshoe? Or no?
Last night, no. Saturday, I was.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Okay. But what was yesterday, the games? Like, were you chilling for the games, or?
Yeah, dude. Early it was like the classic errands, dude. The food shopping, dude. Chicken.
Chop chicken.
Not
chops.
Chicken cutlets, dude.
Okay.
On sale, dude. 2 pounds
Okay.
of chicken for like $7.
Yeah.
Love to see that. And then it was obviously, more so just like on the couch, Mets game, locked in, and obviously how that happens.
And did you go full 27? Like thinking?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, but like, because wasn't there was 2 on in the 9th or no? Or was it just 1 on?
There was
1 out and then it was a double play.
Yeah.
Because they had it on at Bobby V's, which I was going to get to.
Yes, dude. There was 2 on in the 7th.
In the 7th. Okay, gotcha.
In the 7th, there were actually bases loaded, dude. 2 outs.
Gotcha.
That's when Alonso flew out to like center or whatever it was. But yeah.
Was there anything like that stood out from Keith, like on the broadcast? As it like, did they, was there any? No, I'm saying, like, did he have a final thing that he said at the end? Like, I don't know. I just figured there was something like he would say that would stand out. Like,
yeah, I guess so. I mean, obviously, the 3 of them, Gary, Ron, and Keith. They all kind of had like they shouldn't have happened, disgrace.
Yeah. And I mean, is it just like for you right now? I mean, is there like just any thoughts about like going forward, lines, this and that, or is it like it's like you almost like can't even think of next year because you're still just thinking about this year?
Oh no. I mean, you're definitely thinking about next year. I mean, that's probably all I'm thinking about, really. It's just like get back out there, figure things out in the off season, and obviously, yeah, the news about Alonso hitting free agency. A lot of talk about Diaz as well hitting free agency too. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not really too worried about Diaz. I don't think.
Well, because he's what he said, but then you like how he said, like, "Oh, I love being here. I'd love to be back."
Exactly,
Right.
and honestly, like, I mean, throughout most of his career, through all the ups and downs, he's still been here. So it's
right.
like, and not for nothing. I mean, Diaz is one of the pieces you do want to keep. He's one of the pieces all year long that was good for you. And then I don't know, Alonso, I think it's the same deal as last season. It's gonna be him hitting free agencies, testing the market, see how much money he can get. But I still think it's gonna be a similar scenario where he does want to stay with the Mets. And also I would imagine after this year, the Mets would want him more,
So basically what you're saying is you feel like this is his comments just kind of like the dog and pony show as you enter free agency, like have to play the tough guy because you don't want to give the other team less.
Yeah,
Seems like
of course.
That,
Yeah,
obviously.
you always want to get as much money as you can for your contracts. And I mean, he's gonna do the same thing what he did last year, but I also would imagine there'll be more teams than just like the Angels interested in him. But I guess we'll see what happens,
But the only thing I'm thinking, so I think Cohen wants him back, but I just think it'll be interesting with Stearns. Maybe he doesn't, but then also Stearns must feel like he's in hot water. So like I feel like if Cohen's like, we got to resign this guy, he's just gonna make it happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially like I mean, you think about last season, it seemed like maybe Stearns was on the side of more of like maybe we don't need him.
Yeah.
You know,
like we want to be very, restraints.
Yeah,
for young
exactly.
golfers. We're not going over the value chart.
And I don't know. I mean, I would put, for me personally, and I don't know if I can't speak for Cohen, but I would put most of the blame on Stearns for this entire season.
Yeah, for the bullpen and starting rotation.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, it was the pitching that really, I think, killed the Mets the second half of the year. And I mean, you make excuses, injuries, Senga, not much foresight there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, keeping Minaya, I guess, wasn't a terrible idea. Again, you maybe would have thought you would have, had a better season than what he put out there this year. But obviously the Stearns, we talked about the Montas move, not good. Blackburn, not good.
Specifically,
Canning.
Specifically Montas. And even Canning, too, to an extent. But I would say even more so Montas. Canning, you were thinking maybe you could turn around. But Montas is just like, there's been a lot of years and pitches and innings where it's like, and then the steroid suspension. How many guys make it back from that on top of it?
Dude. So yeah, I mean, I think, and then just the fact that center field was just a glaring hole the entire season. You went out there at the deadline and you got piss poor pieces, dude.
Yeah, like Mullins, he's playing terrible, but since he's gonna be playing for us, now he's gonna be back to the Cedric Mullins 5 years ago.
And anyway, wait a minute, no, he's playing 10 times worse, dude.
And we could have had Harrison Bader for nothing.
Exactly, dude. And obviously you can go on, dude. Rogers wasn't necessarily a successful experiment.
Helsley
was not successful.
Man, dude.
And then again, Duran out there for the Phillies, closing games.
Yeah.
And it's that guy was available.
Yeah.
So it's it just seemed that Stearns really dropped the ball at every single turn. And he even, I mean, again, the starting, I don't know, dude, just he did not get a starter at the deadline. And there was a lot of talks about, certain pitchers. And I guess it's maybe those pitchers would have overpaid for them, no doubt, or give them too many, assets probably because they were the pitchers available at the deadline. Were they really that great? Would I be happy with Zach Gallen? I mean, he probably would have won us an extra game or two to get into the postseason. Is he going to be a good 1 or 2 starter though? No.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it just seemed like every move that Stearns made this year was just absolutely piss poor.
And the kids could have been brought up far sooner as well, because that in the midst of it, they waited till months of going through this stretch before they promoted any of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, I guess maybe you would think they're just the kids. If we do need to done the stretch, I can't exhaust their innings or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Again, you still Stearns could have had the foresight to be yeah, maybe now is a good time.
Right.
But he just tried the Minaya, the Senga experiment way too much. So yeah, dude.
I think Ernie has us on the projector, I believe.
I'm locked in with the projector right now.
Yes, Ernie. Yes. And speaking of Ernie, I mean, we have 35 comments, maybe something like that.
27.
27.
The full 27.
Yes.
We're gonna go the full 27.
So we might as well join the conversation instead of having our own. What do we got?
Oh God. Oh, Brian Barnaby starts it off. Dude.
What do you know?
Yankees are in the playoffs, he says, but aren't important enough for the title.
Well, dude, there wasn't enough room.
Well, they also were in the playoffs before Friday.
Yankees, Red Sox, obviously we're talking about that. I mean, that's wild card series.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I mean, that could have been Red Sox, Yankees, set.
No games today.
But set.
No, dude. Not enough room, dude. Not enough room.
Not enough room.
Not enough room in the title, dude. Brian Barnaby says, Yerny, where are you? And there he is, dude. He says, let's effing go Yankees. Says the collapse. I kind of collapsed. They melted. Alonso opts out not even 12 hours after the L. And then blanked in a season deciding game. Hey guys, our seasons are on the line. Let's go put up a donut. He says, Tony, you have some explaining to do. And then Josh B says, yo, what up, fam? He says, oof, the mess, dude. And then he says, Ernie, I feel, quoting Soto, I feel like the Mets are going to give me the best chance to win a World Series. You can't win a World Series without being in the playoff, you dunce, he says. If you had a better first half, maybe you'd be in the division, LMAO. Outside looking in bitches, which, again, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't know. I think this is bordering the Soto and his mom type of conversation because it's I don't know. I was hearing a lot of people call into ESPN radio today too. Obviously, Yankee fans bashing Soto, not in the playoffs, and I get it. I mean, you want to be tight. That what he said about your team, Mets maybe give him a better opportunity. He thinks whatever. But I mean, this guy still had a great season. And I mean, like, he was a reason why you were even in that spot to begin with. All right. And I will stand by. I mean, all your core guys were actually great. Like Lindor, Alonso, Soto. Like, your lineup was fine, to be honest. I mean, I think you had the six most runs, I think, scored in the entire league this year. You know, like the offense was fine.
Right.
And you want to be like, oh, like Soto's an idiot for thinking the Mets make the playoffs or be good. I mean, obviously, total collapse is really pathetic and ridiculous. But I mean, I don't think that they did miss the playoffs because of Juan Soto. Like,
I think, though, the biggest thing here is I don't even think it would be a talking point if he didn't go out of his way to say that. Like, when he had his press conference and says, you know, sign with the Mets, he didn't even have to talk about the Yankees. You know what I mean? He could just say, oh, I'm excited to be with the Mets. Like, I think we're going to do a lot of good things here. But it's just the fact that he chose to say that they're going to be long-term better than the Yankees is why the fans took exception to it. Just like other fans, not really like yourself, but like once Soto signed and then you're going, oh, you guys are the little brother now. And like, we're better than you. And it's like, that's really why. It's
I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's not, again, I will stand like they are not missing the playoffs because of him, you know, like
no,
they're not.
No. But like I said, I think it's just because he chose to say that. It's just like, was one of those things that, you know, it's like bulletin board material. I mean, that's why it's brought up.
And then moving forward, Donna says, please be kind, boys and girls, she says. And then
Michael Buck is not here.
Oh my God, dude. And then Ernie says, okay, I'm done, laughing at himself. Call him, dude. And he says, let's go Giants. Best game I've seen since 2011 Christmas Eve.
And I do have to apologize to call him because I've had some debates with him over the years. But I literally said, because he told us in I think it was JD's chat or another chat, but he was saying that he's going to the game with his son. And I was like, dude, why do you want to go see Dart get sacked 9 times and they win? And that's awesome. So I definitely missed the ball there. Obviously missed it for the picks as well. And I think it just shows you that, you know, a young quarterback, no matter how good or bad your team is, always is going to give you a lot of hope if he plays well.
Yeah, definitely. And then Donna says Ernie with the laughing emoji, Ernie with the Hoover, and then he says Tony was more locked in than the Mets lineup, LMAO. And then Donna says I'm happy for us being the Giants. Okay, there we go. Cole back in here says Mets got Uncle Steve, just keep pumping more millions into the roster. And he says spend more money, let's go. And it should be pretty interesting to see what happens in this offseason. I mean, we talked a lot. We went over the list of free agent pitchers. Right. And I honestly, like, especially now, like, I feel like Cohen would want to spend more money. I mean, he knows that clearly they need to get, you know,
it is interesting, though. You wonder, though, like, how many guys you really have room for. Like, because are you assuming those 3 guys, young guys, are going to be in the rotation? So then you have 2 starters.
Do you really think so, though? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Tong was batting practice.
Tong was kind of batting practice.
Yeah. McLean, obviously, looks like he could be the opening day starter.
Literally. So, I mean, that's probably like at least one of them are. Maybe, you know, 2 I could see, but not all 3 of them, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
And it could also just possibly be Nolan, you know? Like, I mean, you never know. You know, we'll see what happens. And then I guess saying yes, as in Keith was pissed. Marlins were celebrating. Oh, yeah, they were, dude. And Marlins took a picture afterwards, like, haha, we fucked him, LMAO. Yeah, and I mean, like...
What did Keith say?
Oh, no, they're just the 3 of the booth, like, oh, they're acting like they're going to the playoffs or something, but they didn't win anything. But, I mean, going into the weekend, like I forget who's their manager. His name is, like, a
Schumacher.
Right, Schumacher, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Skip Schumacher.
You know, he... Honestly, dude, listen, I talked about the Marlins a little bit this season. They have one of the youngest teams in the league, if not the youngest, I think. And collectively, their rookies have been the best out of any collective rookie organization this entire year. So I feel like, you know, he just really pumped them up. I mean, he gave them something to play for this past weekend.
Yeah.
Their closer, fucking Reynolds, right? No, what the fuck is his name?
I don't know. I don't really know anybody on the Marlins, to be honest.
Dude, their closer is like an absolute lunatic, dude. Like, the expressions he was giving throughout the weekend, slapping himself in the face, gets amped up for the game.
Oh, so like he was doing the who is the guy that used to be the Astros closer that punched himself in the face? I don't think it was Ryan Presley. Right?
No.
Or what? No, it was the guy before him. I forget. But do you remember that? I think it was against the Yankees. Like, just full punch to the face.
Let's see, dude. Ken Giles.
Giles. Yes.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it is along those lines. And like I said, he gave them something to play for. I mean, they were not, they were excited and celebrated, and then they wanted to knock the Mets out of playoff contention, which is what they did. So, and then, let's see what else we got.
Calvin Foucher or Ronnie Herenquez?
Dude. What?
The closer. Is it Ronnie Herenquez or Calvin Foucher?
I think it was neither of those names.
Maybe just they had somebody else pitching because it was a 4-0 game. Maybe they didn't have their closer
in. No, because he pitched, I think, on Friday or the night before, too.
There's Tyler Phillips.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's not listed on their depth chart. He has 4 saves this year, but I bet they were just moving things around into the season.
Yeah. Young guy.
27.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Coleman here, I guess, says Pete deserves more money. Give him more money. Steve can afford it. Stearns just did not want to spend enough. And then Dodgers, I'm happy the games are at home.
Yankees
games, that means. Yes. And then Goon Collector says, go ahead and trade Soto back to us for $100 million in 10 years. Okay. And then let's see. Goon Collector says, this isn't really being about mad at Soto, nor about anything that the Yankees are little brothers now this season. The reason we're pissed, if the audacity that with one trade Mets thought that moved the needle. And he says that's the issue now. Nowhere near the same league in terms of franchises. You spend more money now? ? That's okay. We're prestigious. It might sound snobby, but it's the Yankee superiority complex, he says. I can't really get a beat on this guy, honestly, dude. And then Donald Lee says, I am not Buckta. Good Lord, LOL. My mother back at Perkins, which is sick.
Wow.
Saying good morning, Mom.
Could go for a fresh roll right now, right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Maybe some pancakes.
Pancakes right now? It sounds awesome. And then let's see, dude. I'm trying to like.
Well, he was saying you basically asked for this attention. You got it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The breeze over.
I mean, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Dude?
I mean, but like, you know what it is? It's tough, Tony, because like you obviously like weren't like the poster child for like the pumping the chest out like Matt Smackdown, but there were just so many people like a hot take Johnny that it's just kind of tough to not say anything. And I think that's what we're seeing from Goon and some of the people calling it the DNR. That's all it is. You know what I mean? It's just like you're gonna remember those things.
Right.
And then I want just to bench him. I'm glad they tossed $100 million in the trash just to bench him.
But like, what? Like, who is this guy?
I don't know, but I feel like he did comment last week or another time.
No, yeah, he's commented like several times, dude. But it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like I don't want to get rid of Juan Soto.
He's obviously just kidding, but they signed Mullins to think he can be Grisham, LMAO, and like I keep saying, it just seems like that's a guy that they would go after. But obviously, that's a long way from now. The meltdowns when he played like shit, LMAO. But yeah, so a lot to get to. But what I did want to share on a lighter note, just to put the animosity aside for a second here, was I was at Bobby V's yesterday, the Ryder Cup, Tony. Okay, like so I get there just about the start of the Kansas City Baltimore game, and right in the middle of Bobby V's, and there's a large group there that is watching the Ryder Cup. Okay, and I mean. The noise from them, I mean, it literally, if you closed your eyes, you would think that you're just outside the ropes at Bethpage Black, okay? And they must have been there since the first tee shot, okay? So hammered, every single like putt that the U.S. would make, USA, like shouting as loud as they can. So USA's making the run, they're getting riled. And then the best part of this is, so it's getting down to it very close towards the end. I'm talking, this is maybe 10 minutes before Europe ends up clinching the Ryder Cup. And somebody that's behind the bar, it was one of those things where they have a bunch of TVs, but you have your two main, like, biggest screens. And they take the Ryder Cup that had the volume on off before it's clinched and put on Niners Jags. 10 minutes. They didn't change it for 10 minutes. Those guys, like on and off, almost nonstop, Ryder Cup, Ryder Cup. Like, I'm no exaggeration. I know it's not like screaming. They were screaming like that loud. Guys are going up to the bar, talking to the bar staff. They don't change it right away. They change it back after Europe clinches.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Bro, it was insane. I've never heard that in a bar. Like I said, it felt like we were at the Ryder Cup. I should have videoed it, honestly. I really should have.
That's wild. Why the fuck did the bar?
Yeah, I don't know. And then they're like all looking around like, oh, it wasn't me. But I guarantee like probably one of the bartenders was tight that they just won't shut the fuck up. So they just switched it to the other game or something.
Oh my God, dude.
Ridiculous.
That's tough, dude. I would be so pissed, honestly.
Your Brandon was there with me. And he's like, no, I can't take it. These guys won't shut the fuck up. It was hilarious. And then before we move on here, I guess a couple more comments.
Yeah, dude. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. All right. Looks like all right. Cole, I'm coming. Gotta play Spencer next year. Let Grisham go. He says resign Cody. Let him play. Have the year at first. Split with Rice, and Rice play catcher other half of his time. And then Ernie's agreeing with him. Can't get rid of Grisham. Facts again. And then Colm says then Spencer or Dominguez. Who are you dumping, or are you losing Cody? Which I think would be a bad move. And then he says Grisham had one good year with a pretty long career so far, not worth investing to. Possibility of a continuing ? I see that likely more that he's a new Aaron Hicks.
No, this is why I've been saying this. Like it's like, listen, who knows what he's going to do for the playoffs, but he has a big postseason. I think it's going to be very hard not to be drawn in to Grisham. But it's just it is concerning when somebody goes so far outside their career stat line, and the fact too, it's like, oh, he's hitting for such a better average, but he's hitting 230. So it's like in the previous 3 years, he's hitting under 200. So to commit big money, that's something that just doesn't seem smart.
And I feel like one of your priorities should be to keep Cody Bellinger for sure.
Yes.
Right?
And then the fact that you have the internal options between Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez, and there should be room to play everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And then Donna says such bunch of idiots. I'm assuming the Ryder Cup guys, dude.
The boys were juiced up.
Dude, I mean, honestly, like I can't. And then Goon says have to trade Dominguez. No spot he can play, and he's not even being used right now. Trade Dominguez if you're not going to use him before his value drops.
Dude, it's tough. Like obviously, he didn't get the full season we wanted him to this year, and he just played okay. He didn't play terrible. He didn't play great. And then the fielding, somewhat of a concern. You feel like Spencer Jones could probably play better. But I think it's like, okay, let's not force it, though. Let's see what comes to us this offseason. If it's an opportunity to acquire somebody that could really help the team, go for it. But if it's like a questionable move, then I'd rather just keep them and then let them both play. And it's just kind of interesting, too, because like, oh, you could trade for a pitcher, but it's like, do we even have room in the starting rotation? I mean, with Garrett Cole coming back, Schlittler, Heel, Rodon, and Frieda, there's no room for another starter.
Yeah.
So it's like you could trade him for a reliever, but what reliever in the offseason is going to be available like that you would have control over? Like there probably isn't one. You know what I mean? That would have worked at the deadline if you wanted to get Duran, you know? So I don't think there's an obvious thing to do there. Plus, there is – you could always too have Rice be the primary catcher, and then Bellinger play first, and then you have room for Dominguez and Spencer Jones because Dominguez or Spencer Jones could play center field. Yeah,
I mean that's kind of like what Colm is saying here. Ideally, it's outfielder Spencer Dominguez, and Judge with Cody playing both outfield and first, split 50-50. How do you feel about the splitting?
I mean, you could do the spring training battle. You know what it is? I just don't want, especially for Jason, to have another season where he's not playing every day because I think he needs to play every day, and it's gonna be tough. I don't know if I really want to, get rid of him. But Spencer Jones is gonna probably turn 25 at some point next year, so they both got to play. So I just like my plan the best, to be honest. And it's like Austin Wells. I know he's played better, but it's like also too. It does seem like it's like one of those things that figures itself out where I think there's going to be enough at bats for everybody. So I kind of would like to just keep the the band together other than Grisham.
Yeah, definitely.
And the only thing I was just going to say too is I guess potentially there's a scenario where a third baseman or a shortstop becomes available, like a Manny Machado or something. Then maybe you entertain that.
Manny Machado.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty wild.
But I don't know. You never know with the Padres. Are they looking to get rid of payroll? Are they not?
Yeah. And then Goon does ask here if the Diaz opts out of the Mets, you think the Yankees will pursue him?
No. It seems like the Yankees post Aroldis Chapman aren't going to give a reliever a big contract. And like, how it's like for Diaz. I mean, Diaz, I'm guessing, is going to want $100 million, like 5 years, $100 million, 5 years, $125 million.
Probably, right?
Right. Yankees are more of a 3 for 45 type of team, So I'm sure other teams there'll probably be some other.
Oh yeah, I would
suitors.
think so.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised though if he doesn't come back as a Met, And then Cole also says a lot of these answers in regards to the Mets' future of their roster will reside in how they compete in the playoffs, who shows up and shows out.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
No, just sorting out for the game tomorrow, like who's gonna go and stuff.
Who's going?
Well, Matt's going.
Oh, Matthew Gabriel. Whoa, dude.
Yankee playoff debut. Lifelong Yankee fan.
That's
playoff
wild.
Yankee debut. So he was texting me yesterday. So pumped.
That's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah. So I can't wait for that. And like, I feel like there's like so much I want to talk about that, but then also we got to talk about the NFL. But I will just say quickly, no, it was more tickle the throat, the saliva, Tony, not the facetious laugh that you were thinking. Because I know right now you just have that look on your face. You think I'm cheesing on the Mets. I'm telling you, I am just so just about the playoffs tomorrow and just how important this series is and how we haven't beaten the Red Sox since 2003, which is basically what I was just going to say.
Mm-hmm.
We have to win this series. We have to win tomorrow too.
Yeah.
But you cannot lose that first game.
So
Crochet is tough.
Yeah.
But you've hit him as well. Last start, 3 earned runs against him. I think there was one time at Yankee Stadium I was there. We tagged him for 5. So that's the thing. We need Max to give us 7.
Yeah.
But just set the tone because they're just all those, Josh B type Yankee fans where, you go out tomorrow, you lose 5-0.
It's over.
You have to, no, but then it's the same.
Yeah.
But then you win, you dominate, you knock Crochet out after 4 innings and you win 7-3. Then it sets a completely different tone. So the tone is so important. And Corey, I was telling you, is working with the team now. And he says the group is so close knit, so fired up. They really wanted to win the division. And it's like the 3rd longest winning streak they've had going into the playoffs of 8 games. It was a remarkable run. And the fact that, it comes down to a tiebreaker. And then you think back to those games like a Devin Williams, you're up by 4 going into the 9th, but you can't go back there. This is where you are. And I do like that it gives us the opportunity to face the Red Sox because that's a nemesis. That's a team that we need to beat. So let's just take them head on. If we beat them, we're Toronto, game 1 Saturday, ALDS. So it's all right there. This is your time. So let's fucking go. We'll talk about this in a second, Tony. But if we could just switch gears here and go to the world of the National Football League.
This kid is special, man. This think to do that.
Gonna run for it. He got it. And there he goes. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL. Throws intercepted by Surtain. Nobody's gonna catch him. Jones to the end zone. Touchdown. Quincy Williams leveling Murray. There he goes. Jamar Chase. Not yet. Touchdown, Bengals. Stafford, Williams. What a hit by Budda Baker. Budda Baker just saved the touchdown.
All right. So today's NFL segment here is brought to you by Velvet Llama, premium canned cocktails crafted by NYC bartenders with a playful spirit. Enjoy their award-winning espresso martini with Italian espresso, chocolate notes, the crisp Moscow Mule, Nigerian ginger, or the spicy margarita with organic agave and jalapeno. These ready-to-drink treats are made with the finest ingredients. Grab yours at velvetllama.com and ride smooth away with Velvet Llama. Velvet Llama, I apologize, okay? Just one of those times, the lack of sleep. And I have to say, too, and I probably mentioned this to you before, but when I was younger, I swear to God, like I'm talking elementary school, used to get like in trouble because it for nothing, like literally the soundbite, nothing, like in class, like just could not stop laughing. I guess it was like an anxiety thing, but just couldn't do it. Like worst times too, where the teacher's like going on like a rant, like mad at the class or whatever, cracking up hysterically to myself, dude. It just because I would think, oh, don't laugh, and then what's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna crack up. So, but shout out Velvet Llama, all right? Did you have a couple over the weekend?
I did, dude. A couple mules actually on Saturday night.
There we go.
Which were delicious, dude. A great way to really kickstart your pregame. You know, a couple of those in the system, get you going.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, what a day in the National Football League. Started early and often, Tony, in Dublin.
That's
we
right.
saw Aaron Rodgers lead the Steelers over the Vikings despite a 15-point fourth quarter, hanging on at the end, some questionable decisions
Hanging on
by not only Carson Wentz, who threw 2 picks, but by head coach Mike Tomlin. But the Steelers do win 24-21, a game that they led 24-6. The craziest part of this game for me was there at the end of the game. Well, first of all, they were up by 3. They had like a 4th and goal at like the 5.
Yeah.
And go for it, don't get it. So, points that you could have had off the board there. Then it would be like a 57-yard field goal at the end of the game. There's like a minute 25 left, and they it's 4th and 2 feet, and they decide to punt. And the Vikings, luckily it's Wentz. He almost gets picked off, and he doesn't end up leading down the field. But it's like they had no timeouts. You've been running the ball great. You ran for 131 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, and you punt. And then like the Vikings hit a big play there. I mean, you lose this game, and I don't know if you saw that at all, but I just thought that was because I always think people complain, oh, these coaches are so bad. The decisions, the coach so bad. That was, I think, atrocious. I don't know what you thought.
No, yeah, I think the fact that he was just inconsistent, where it's like when the opportunity where you should have gone for a field goal, you don't, and you screw it up, and an opportunity where it seems like you should go for it, you don't. But I don't know. I mean, do you think maybe Tomlin was just relying on
defense?
Defense, saying Wentz not going to get it done?
Yeah, but it's just like when you have the chance to just put it away yourself, and not even just because your defense could be good. Carson Wentz could suck, but then it's like your cornerback could fall down. Yeah. Touchdown.
Do you think Tomlin is worried for his job?
I mean, you're 3-1, so I think really what it comes down with Mike Tomlin is you can't go one and done or miss the playoffs.
Right.
Like you have to win a playoff game or 2. I mean, you brought Aaron Rodgers in here not to be playing a wild card weekend and score 3 points and lose to Minnesota.
Right. Exactly.
Not that you'd play Minnesota because they're the NFC, but whatever. The Bills.
Yes.
But they probably wouldn't play the Bills either. I'm trying to think who they would. Maybe the Ravens, but the Ravens obviously are looking like they're in shambles,
true.
Which we'll get to. But yeah, I just thought that was questionable. And then a lot of people on Twitter going nuts about how like, oh, Wentz, since he got hit when he was with the Eagles in a playoff game, he hasn't been the same.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know.
I mean, he
had 16 incompletions. That Super Bowl year, he was almost MVP. I mean, he definitely hasn't been the same guy, but who knows if that's a mental thing. But I do think also it's like he's not maybe as bad as people think. I think he is a very good backup quarterback. And I know he was expected to be way more, but as a backup, I think he's pretty capable. He could win you a game. I know he didn't win this one, but I think he could. And I think the Steelers, though, played a pretty good offensive game. I loved that, especially in the first half. They got DK Metcalf going the 80-yard touchdown, 5 for 126 in the score. So I feel like that's what they should focus on. I mean, Rodgers to Metcalf, that was working in the first half. I think he got shut out in the third quarter and had his first catch a couple minutes into the fourth. But I think that's what they need to do is attack that Rodgers-Metcalf combination.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, Metcalf getting the ball in space. First of all, I feel like, Aaron Rodgers is so good at putting the ball in the best spaces for his receivers too.
Yeah.
And I mean, like any type of jump ball with DK Metcalf,
He's gonna get
it. Exactly. Right. Dude, he's a massive human. Not to mention, has the speed, agility go on. So yeah, dude, hammer that combo.
Yeah. And I think they ran the ball well too. Gainwell, always was a reserve running back for the Eagles. He had almost 100 yards, 99 on 19 carries, and they were missing Jalen Warren.
Mm-hmm.
So I think their offense is going to be good. I like what I saw of their defense. Obviously, Tomlin, just can't screw it up. I mean, at the end of the day. So be interesting to see if he watches back the tape and kind of, revisits a couple things.
Yeah.
Next 2 weeks, Browns and then at Bengals.
Couple dubs.
You would think. We'll see how the Bengals look tonight. So 3-1 for their first 4 games for the Steelers in the Aaron Rodgers era. The Vikings are 2-2, obviously still without JJ McCarthy. And let's see.
They have the Browns, I think, next.
They have the Browns. Yes. Oh, that's in I guess it's England, right? I think it's England. Yeah.
They're
staying
in London, England.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. I don't know if they're going to start doing that every year, but you have 2 international games and you stay overseas. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like, stop flooding us with international games. Like, I think there shouldn't be any, but if there is going to be, can we just have it where it's just one place and there's just one game? Not that there needs to be 4 London games and then 2 other sites.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, be interesting to see how the Vikings look moving forward. Obviously, we're dominant against the Bengals, but didn't have the same pop on defense. And when will McCarthy be back? We'll see. But that got the slate started yesterday, and then we were into the 1:00 window. We saw the Falcons hang on. A valiant comeback by Marcus Mariota against his former team. But the Falcons hang on for their second win of the season. Michael Penix, best game of his career, 20 of 26, 313, 2 touchdowns, was finding Drake London all day, 8 for 110. Bijan had a nice game, 75 yards and a touchdown. And also Kyle Pitts, who has been disappointing as a first-round pick out of Florida at the tight end position, had 5 for 70 to score. So I thought this was very important for Atlanta. Washington, I mean, you give him a pass. Daniels will be back next week. They were close. Mariota, filled in admirably.
Marquise.
But I think Commanders will be fine. A lot of people worried, the Daniels, sophomore slump, regression, all of that. But I would say if Jaden Daniels played in this game, I bet they probably win.
You think they make the playoffs?
The Commanders?
Yeah.
And the Falcons do not. But I think we will see more good games from Michael Penix. That's what you got to hope for if you're a Falcons fan.
Mm-hmm.
Washington at the Chargers coming off that disappointing loss to the Giants we'll get to. That's next week, 4:25 window. And then the Falcons next week will be or actually they have their bye, and then they have a home game against the Buffalo Bills. So little reset there at 2-2, but obviously we know it'll be a tough game against the Bills. For sure. So then that was, I thought a pretty entertaining game, saw it all on the red zone. And then we saw the Bills, like I said, was surprised that this was close into the fourth quarter, 1 possession game. But of course, you're the Saints, you're a team that's probably gonna be the worst team in the league. You find ways to lose games, and that's what happens here. So the Bills win 31-19 to go to 4-0. Josh Allen had 2 passing touchdowns, threw for 209. Had a QBR of 88.8, just showing what a game how well he played. Also 7 carries for 45 yards and a score. James Cook, I think it's his 8th straight game with a rushing touchdown, 22 of 117 and a rushing touchdown. So that was great for my fantasy team. Dalton Kincaid, almost a goose egg, but had a 28-yard touchdown late in the game to salvage his day. For the Saints, obviously it's, you feel like they're going to trade people. People are talking about Olave maybe to the Giants.
Yeah. Or the Jets.
Did you see that crazy play he did on the Philly special, picked off at like near the goal line?
Yeah.
That was like, wow.
Right, dude. Not good.
So you were surprised to see that. But I think if you're the Bills, you're happy to just get out of there, 4-0. Next week, your Sunday night football against the Patriots. Again, a game you feel like you should have in hand. But I think the Patriots are showing so far that, they're, a more competitive team, under Mike Vrabel than they were last year with Gerard Mayo.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, the divisional game too, you'll never know what'll happen there. And the Saints will be hosting the Giants. So will Dart be able to follow up the performance he had yesterday? We'll see there.
I would think so.
The Lions blow out the Browns 34-10. I mean, we don't need to spend too much time on this. I mean, that's what you expected. It's weird. I know the Browns coming off beating the Packers, but the Lions, I mean, just too strong, and didn't get much from Montgomery, but Gibbs had 91 yards and a score. Goff threw 2 touchdowns. Ross St. Brown caught both of them 7 for 70. And they did a good job defensively, sacking Flacco 3 times, forcing 2 picks, holding him to a 12-5 QBR. So the Lions, have rebounded since that week 1 loss there to the Packers. And they will be at the Bengals next week. And for the Browns, and it'll be interesting to see too, Dylan Gabriel came in at the end of this game. Did they start him in London next week? So we'll have to see what they do there. But a big win for the Lions for sure. And we talked about the Patriots blowing out the Panthers 42-13. Stephon Diggs, fresh off the Cardi B breakup, Tony. I know you were keyed in on that one. But it's funny because I almost forgot he's still playing. We haven't heard anything from him. I think he had 150 yards going into this game. He had 6 for 101. Hunter Henry caught a touchdown. The Patriots ran for 104 yards as a team. May had 2 passing touchdowns. And Bryce Young was sacked once, threw a touchdown, and was replaced late in this game with Andy Dalton. So kind of crazy. They blow out the Falcons 30-0 and then absolutely get, beat to shreds here in New England. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't think the Patriots are a playoff team, but I think they're a lot more respectable than they were the last couple of years. I mean, what do you think? Not that I love the demise, but I'm just saying I think things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it does seem that way. I mean, they are slowly kind of acquiring pieces,
right.
Receivers even too. So it's like, it's they are heading in the right direction, but I mean, I don't know. It's they played Carolina. I know Carolina, the blowout, but
let's see how they play the Bills, right?
Exactly. We'll see what happens then. But it does seem like that they're playing for each other and stuff like that. Like, seems like the locker room there. They're enjoying their time. So,
but the thing is, you look at games and we think we know the results, but I think yesterday's Giants-Chargers game is a perfect example. Nothing, pointed to the Giants winning this game. But they do. So the Chargers with their first loss of the season, and Jackson Dart really providing a spark for the Giants. 13-20, only threw for 111, had his first career passing touchdown, also his first career rushing touchdown, 54 yards on the ground, and a rushing touchdown. Cam Scatterbo had 79 yards on 25 carries. And the tough one here, though, Malik Neighbors tearing the ACL. So while this win, just gives you that hope that you want as a Giants fan, Neighbors' loss has to sting, missing the rest of the year, and you want Dart here now to grow. And I think that's why people are talking about, now do you just go out and trade for Olave because you want Dart to have as much success as he can here?
I mean, I think you kind of have to, right, Brian? I mean, I don't
throw to Slayton, right? And Theo Johnson.
Yeah, sure. You can bring back Darren Waller. I mean,
and Akeem Nicks.
Sure. I don't know, man. I mean, do you want to trade for someone like Chris Olave? I mean, I guess so. Olave's good.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, it's like
that you're not going to win anything this year.
Exactly. What are you aiming for?
But you need another receiver anyway.
You do need one other one. So I guess it is worth it to get Olave, but then I don't know, it's free agency or it's a deadline. Are you gonna be overpaying for him with prospects? Do you want to worry about that? If the market isn't there, do you think how much is it worth to you? How much is getting a receiver right now this year worth the Giants?
It's 100%. You still have to give him a contract, sure, but if it's a second round pick, I would do it. And then the more time he's playing with you, the better. So it'll be interesting to see what they do it with that position. But you hope Neighbors recovers because he's such a special player. So that's a big loss for them. But the Giant defense, despite giving up 152 on the ground, Marion Hampton, best game of his young career, 12 for 128 in the score. They did sack Herbert twice and had 2 interceptions. So I think, overall played pretty well. We'll see what they do in New Orleans next week. And for the Chargers, speaking of a bounce back, I think they will do just that. Quentin Johnson continuing his strong start to the year. 8 for 98 and a score. Keenan Allen 5 for 37, and Hampton even caught 5 passes out of the backfield for 37 yards. So yeah, this is disappointing. This is a shocking loss just because they had played so well. But you get Commanders at home. And we'll see how Daniels looks coming off of that knee injury. But that was definitely one of, if not the biggest surprises of the day yesterday. The Bucks trying to rally late. Did you at least get riled, Tony? I know yesterday was a tough day for you. Did you get riled for the McLaughlin 65-yarder
yes.
at halftime?
Yes, that was pretty sick. But
good.
I don't know. To me, though, it didn't feel like the Bucks ever really had control.
I mean, they were close there at the end, though, man. It was close. It was a one-possession game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I still like the 65-yarder was kind of sick. Honestly.
No, it was
just over the crossbar.
Oh my god!
On a line. It seemed like it was gonna be way short.
Way short.
Yeah. So that was kind of nuts. And the Eagles. I mean, speaking of kind of nuts. I mean, they're 4-0. And they just it feels like they just never lose games anymore. So it might not always be flashy. But they always find a way to win, and it's pretty impressive. Hurts threw for 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. They ran for only 88 as a team. Barkley not getting the pop, the big runs that he was last year so far this year. Only 2.3 yards per carry on 19 carries yesterday. Did have a touchdown. Hurts added 62 on the ground, and there's rumblings about AJ Brown 2 for 7 yesterday. Complaining, and then Dave was kind of flipping out, saying like, you're 4-0, you just won the Super Bowl. What are you complaining about? But these receivers, they're not here to run block.
Yeah, no, especially AJ Brown too. I mean, he's had the problems in the locker room, attitude adjustments, not getting enough targets. Like that's his past. So like, yeah, it seems like he hasn't really changed that much, which is really like selfish and ridiculous.
Yeah. And but I do think also that is like, and I know you win, so who cares? But it's something that they should take advantage of more. Because, I mean, him one-on-one situations, he's so fast, he's so big, he's so tough to cover. I mean, throw it to him a little more,
Do you think that it's it's just like Hurts isn't getting the ball that well, and like that's why maybe he's tight? He's like Hurts.
This is just such a running offense. 32 carries yesterday.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
They're not going to have these big 300-yard games. It's not going to do it. So, it'll be interesting to see, what they do. Next week, they host the Broncos. Their defense is pretty good, but Nix has not played well, or at least played to the level that he did last season. And as far as the Bucks, they are at Seattle. So Seattle's been pretty strong this year, and they'll look to bounce back with a win there. So that was a pretty good game. And then, nothing really to speak of here other than good for the Texans. Get your first win of the season, get a shutout. Nice for fantasy. I did stream their defense, but 26-0, including 20 in the fourth quarter. Stroud, some concerns third year, kind of a step back last year. Is he going to keep struggling? Of course, it's the Titans. They're going to be probably like the Saints this year, but he played great. 22 of 28, 233, 2 touchdowns. So I think that was just big for D'Amico Ryans. I mean, you can't 0-4. I mean, talk about 0-3, your season is really over, but 0-4, I mean, it's definitely over. And they have an interesting matchup at the Ravens. We see the Ravens here get shellacked by the Chiefs yesterday. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they play in that game.
The Titans.
No, the Texans.
Oh, it's the Texans.
Yeah. So I think it was important for them to get the win, and it's just tough for the Titans. You wanted some momentum, some hype. Kim Ward's just not delivering that right now.
No.
108 yards, 10 of 26. So, I think they were just hoping for more. Obviously, I mean, you've played 4 games, so you hope, an opportunity is around the corner. Maybe it is. You got Cardinals and Raiders on the road. But obviously, I mean, those aren't stout defenses, so maybe he could do something there.
Do you think so, though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because you know what I mean? It's like Falcons yesterday. Penix looked so bad against the Panthers. Going, no way they're going to win. No way. And 313 yards, barely any completion. So it's like, it's a week-to-week league. I mean, that's what it is, And then the Rams-Colts, I thought was a good game. Stafford played unbelievable.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was a great game.
That late touchdown, that he had there. Who was that to? It was like 80 yards.
Atwell.
Okay, Atwell. Yeah, that was impressive. But yeah, a lot of people questioning, Stafford, the back, is he going to be able to make it through the season? But Rams are 3-1. And I think he looks as good as ever. 29 of 41, 375, 3 touchdowns. Another fantasy streamer. Williams ran the ball effectively, 13 for 77. Nakua went off 13 for 170 and a touchdown. We mentioned the Atwell 88-yard scamper. Devontae Adams 4 for 56 and a score. And I think their defense played well. Daniel Jones finally had that game that we've been waiting for him to have. Sacked twice, 2 picks. And then, of course, the ridiculousness of Adonai Mitchell there in the right before the end zone, dropping the ball. I mean, the guy in the Jets did that. Was that Corley? He ends up getting cut eventually. I mean, you would think this is because they could have won this game. I mean, that's probably a cuttable offense there.
Yeah, I would. It should be, dude. And it's so funny because I feel like too, there's like you said, you just mentioned the guy in the Jets. It's like that's happened so many times. You think like players would be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't really fuck around like with that.
Yeah, but no. I want it to look sick the way
dude.
I transfer the ball in one hand and drop it.
Oh,
well, you could try that on the practice squad for another team. So disappointing loss there for the Colts. I think they're still going to be good, but I think the Rams, and I know that they were coming off that disappointing loss to the Eagles, but I think they're going to be good. Quick turnaround. They're hosting the 49ers for Thursday Night Football. But I think they're a good team, and I would love to see Stafford and McVay get one more shot, to win a title. I think that would be pretty cool. Like I said, I think the Colts will be good. They're at the Chargers next week. Yeah, right? Or no? Or no?
Colts and Chargers?
No, my bad. It's the Raiders. So that should be an interesting game as well. And how will Jones recover from his first bad game of the year? The Jags beat the Niners 26-21. I definitely didn't have that on my bingo card, especially with Brock Purdy coming back, throwing for 309, but did have 2 picks. Was only sacked once, and it didn't run the ball great. Only 83 yards on the ground. McCaffrey had a receiving touchdown as well as Jake Tongs.
Yeah, dude, that's right.
But what?
So Jay Bird just commented that Ad Mitchell also had that holding call on John Taylor touchdown. It was called back because of that. Dude, oh my God, dude, that guy had a day, huh?
Yeah. You know who else had a day? But a good one actually was Travis Etienne, 19 for 124 and a score. That's why they won that game. Lawrence didn't turn it over and get sacked, but Salah in that defense, you got to step up there. So it was sure a disappointing home loss there. But we'll see how they play against the Rams. I think that's going to be a really good matchup for Al Michaels there. And Jacksonville, despite, Lawrence not looking great, maybe some problems with Liam Cohen.
Oh, wow.
They're 3-1.
Sneaky.
But they're Monday Night Football against the Chiefs next week. So how are they going to look there? I think the Chiefs, I was talking to Brandon about this
is the turning point.
And actually, we're going to that game next. But yeah, I said it on Friday. And I know I got a lot of picks wrong this week, but that was one pick where I knew it, Tony. I absolutely knew it. And Pooch didn't agree with me on this, but I was saying, as we know now, the Chiefs win 37-20. This is the worst Baltimore defense in their franchise history, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's like that bad. And especially the Chiefs who, have struggled to score points the last couple of years. I mean, this isn't just this year or last year. This is several years in a row. Them just dropped 37 on you. They barely beat the Giants the week before. The Ravens are going nowhere. And it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Harbaugh survives this, honestly.
He probably doesn't, right? I mean, I feel like you've been saying he's been hot water all year long.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you think? You think like Chiefs Super Bowl appearance right now? Like, is that what you're thinking? Like turn of the season. This is it now. They start scoring.
I'm not gonna rule that out, but I guess my point was just that I think people were thinking, okay, they're gonna go 6-11. It's like, no, that's not gonna happen. I would not be surprised if they end up winning the AFC West, to be honest, but they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to have an opportunity to go to Super Bowl. Will they do that? Well, a lot of things got to happen first. But Mahomes, I mean, one of the best games I've seen in a while, 25-37, 4 touchdowns, only 1 sack, a 73.3 quarterback rating. And it was interesting too. They kind of spread it out running the ball as a team, but they run for 118. And then it was Xavier Worthy, I thought had a good game, 38 on the ground, 83 receiving. And then, he threw touchdowns to 4 different receivers. Thornton from the Patriots, Isaiah Pacheco, Smith-Schuster, and Hollywood Brown. So Big win for the Chiefs. It felt like almost like season over starting 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're 2-2. Now you're back in the driver's seat. Now you have an opportunity on Monday Night Football to go to 3-2 because you feel like they should beat this Jacksonville team. And for Baltimore, yeah, I mean, it's just has been tough sledding, 1-3. And my thing too is I feel like a lot of these losses, and I get they were just getting blown out, so you couldn't really run the ball that much. But how many times do you see them lose a game, Tony, and Derrick Henry has eight carries? I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I know there's game flows and stuff, and they like doing their stuff with Lamar, but give Derrick Henry 25 carries every game. Like, what are we doing? He had 5.3 yards a carry yesterday.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I mean, and at this point, like let him run rampant. Do you think that if given the amount of carries, like he'll start like 250 yards on the ground, like multiple touchdowns?
Yeah. I mean, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like every time he gets the ball, like it's like he does that. And I know, they have certain things they want to do offensively, but Lamar was only 14-20 for 147, a touchdown and a pick, only ran for 48 yards. It just, besides the defense being a mess, I mean, the offense just did not look good. And they have really put themselves in a tough position here. Because even though the Texans are 1-3 as well, and it's crazy that one of those teams, by default has to be 1-4, both being playoff teams last year. I don't think that's going to be easy, honestly.
Yeah, no.
Will I probably pick the Ravens? Yes, but really would not be surprised if Texans won that game.
Do you think that like Baltimore, that Lamar lacks like targets, like downfield targets? I mean, like you have Zay Flowers, Bateman, I guess.
DeAndre Hopkins has actually looked pretty good this year.
0 receptions, 0 targets.
Yeah.
On one target.
No, there was one target, a sideline pass. So yeah, no, it hit them. You know what I mean? And Mark Andrews has been kind of light his usage besides last week.
Yeah, very light.
So the guys are there. Zay Flowers is good. Bateman is all right. Andrews is pretty good. Hopkins has made some great catches. So it's like you got to just find those receivers. And I know the Chiefs are good at defense. But that was a pathetic offensive performance in addition to a defensive disaster yesterday. Pete Carroll probably reeling, Tony, after it's blocked.
Oh, my God.
Carlson, I think, was it 56?
Was it that much?
I know it was pretty deep.
It was deep.
But Gentry finally has his game, breaks out. Yep. But, Raiders a chance to drive down the field, kick the, game-winning field goal, and they just miss it. And it gives the Bears their second win of the season. And, it's just kind of a completely different tone than we saw a couple of weeks ago where, Williams is not going to be good, this and that, the painted nails. It was 54, by the way. All of a sudden, Ben Johnson and the Bears are 2-2. Williams, 212, a touchdown and a pick. And then Adunze had a touchdown catch. They didn't really run the ball great, only 69 yards, 2.7 a carry. Gentry was great. The Raiders as a team, 240 yards on the ground, but they lose this game, missed field goal. Geno threw 3 picks as well, so it hasn't been smooth sailing for the Raiders so far with the Carroll and Geno Smith era. It's a shame because it feels like there is some talent on that team, Tony, but I guess it's like, if you don't have a quarterback and Kenny Pickett's your backup, what do you do? Do we bring Russ back to the Raiders?
Oh my God,
to reunite with Carroll?
I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, I understand you have a good coach, a quarterback who's been around the league for a while. He's had some good games, but I don't know. I never really saw this experiment working out.
Geno.
Geno's a big problem.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't know when to throw the ball away, or he just tries to throw balls in tight windows, and the turnovers is just too many.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame, though, because Gentry played great. You like Bowers, but we'll see what they do against the Colts next week. But that's a big game, before you let your season get away from you. The Bears, big Monday Night Football game in 2 weeks against the Commanders. So we'll see what they do there. But, an early bye, coaches don't always like that. But I think, you have to be happy with a 2-2 start. That's for sure. And and then the last game of the day, how about the surprise of the day, Tony? A 40-40 tie between the Packers and the Cowboys. And it's just unbelievable. I speak of, what a week-to-week league this is. But Green Bay looks like clearing away the best team in the league. And then the last 2 weeks, they scored 10 points to the Browns, lose, and then have a 40-40 tie with Dallas, who, their defense. I mean, I know Green Bay hung 40 on them, but looked so bad. And then it's just like you couldn't stop them at all. Defensively, Dak, 319, 3 touchdowns. I mean, pretty surprising result here, no?
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, the fact that it just ended in a tie is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, how
I
many
mean,
times
like,
has that? It's been a couple years, I think, since we've had a tie.
And I just feel like, too, I mean, yeah, I mean, the fact that Green Bay looked so dominant, and then just right before the half, Dallas kind of came back in there, snuck around, stayed around clearly. And I mean, between like Dak going crazy, Pickens being the guy,
which I'm sure he's been waiting for.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. And then Josh Jacobs just running rampant across the field, dude. I mean, they got like 30 points in fantasy this week. I mean, it was a crazy game to watch, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for the Cowboys, probably not that disappointing, even though, I mean, you saw with that clock operator there, last play of the game, leaving the 1 second on the clock so they could kick the field goal, to allow McManus to tie the game. That was kind of crazy. But it'll be interesting to see, where these teams go from here. But I for sure thought the Packers were really going to stick it to the Cowboys, but that just didn't happen. And they get their bye before they host the Bengals the following week. So we'll see what they do there. Dallas, 1-3 would feel pretty, but 1-2-1 now. All right, well, you play the Jets next week at MetLife.
Big trouble.
That's an interesting spot, though. Especially, I mean, I guess we'll see what version of the Jets are we really going to see tonight. But that's an interesting game. Jets Cowboys, I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, just in terms of, I don't know, to me, because you know how I just feel with the Jets. It's just like tonight, I think they're going to lose. And I could really see Dallas torching that secondary. Tonight is like the first game. I forgot how many years it is, but where through 3 games, neither team have a takeaway. Like they were talking about that.
Oh, really?
It might have been like a long time. Like
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think the boys would run rampant over the Jets.
Yeah, they're just not.
Yeah. But do I think the Jets have a shot tonight? I mean, we'll talk about it obviously in the preview, but I've been saying they have. So
yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens. We'll do our frenzy here. Just wanted to say double header, Jets, Dolphins, and the Bengals and the Broncos. So 7:15 and 8:15, a staggered start here,
which is fine, I guess.
But let's see. Can we do some better predictions than the 0-5 between us and the TCA last week? We'll see.
So
how
what are the
they
records
the Bengals.
now?
I think we were 5.
So we were 5-4.
So we're 5-7.
5-7.
And then they're 5-6, but have a game tonight. So we're either going to be tied or they're going to be up 1 game.
That's not that bad.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. But let's strike up the music. A Monday Night Football frenzy, and of course, brought to you by Velvet Llama. No issues with that one.
That's right. No issues. Riding the wave, dude. Let's get started. You mentioned the staggered start, 7:15 p.m. We're going to Miami, dude. Fuck Miami. The Hard Rock Cafe, the Dolphins, 0-3. You're thinking, what a trash organization. But wait, they're playing the New York Jets. Who knows? Also 0-3, also trash organization. Starting quarterback, question mark there, which is why the Jets coming in, which is kind of crazy. The spread is plus 2.5 for the Jets. Total is 44.5. Obviously not great defensive outings from both teams. The Jets being a team, like I mentioned, 0-3, a lot of question marks. Offense looked good week 1 against Pittsburgh, last week against Tampa, solid. But I don't know. Seems like it could be inconsistent. The defense gave up a lot of points. Dolphins, shambles. What do we got, dude?
The score popped in my head, Tony. It just feels like 31-20 Dolphins. Dolphins in the over. It feels like Hill and Waddle streaking down the field. And sure, the Jets, probably could do what they want on offense, but I'm sure there'll be a fumble or it's blocked, something like that. I'm sorry, Jay, but it looks like it's going to be 0-4 for the Jets. So give me the Dolphins and the over.
All right, next up, no 0-4 teams coming out of this game. 8:15 ABC. Mile High, Denver, Colorado. The Broncos hosting the Bengals, dude. Obviously, you think Bengals, you think backup quarterback, you think
Browning.
Jamar Chase, dude. Can Chase, honestly, single-handedly, it's going to have to be, take control of this game. The Broncos, Peyton, tough loss last week to the Chargers. Tough loss before that to the Colts. They're definitely looking to be pretty tight tonight, dude. Their one win against Tennessee did come at home, by the way, Brian. And then I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, you got your over under 44.5. Bengals are plus 7.5. So Vegas putting their money on Bo Nix and the boys. Sutton, obviously good. J.K. Dobbins, I feel like, should have a good game. But will he, dude? Are the Bengals going to be coming into Denver to upset?
No. I know Browning, sell the zone, this and that. Bo Nix hearing the noise. Sean Payton pissed. That whole situation with the Colts a couple weeks ago. Denver's winning this game. I think Bo Nix will play well. And it feels though like an under game. I think it's like a decisive, let's say 20-10. So give me the Broncos and the under. And just like that, your NFL Monday Night Football. We're thinking about MLB, but pick
no one
segment
is.
2-pack. Yes, we are, Tony. Relax, bud. And speaking of which, why not? Let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeouts.
Too deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So the field is set, the playoffs, and obviously, in the intro, we talked a lot about what happened with the Mets there, missing the playoffs, and the Yankees. When we left for the weekend, we were talking about wanting to win the division. They continue their winning streak, get it to 8, but unfortunately, no help from Tampa. Even though we loan them our stadium for the year, they can't win one game in Toronto. So Toronto, despite having the same exact record as us, gets the benefits of a first-round bye and home field throughout the playoffs on the American League side, despite having the same exact record. So it is what it is. But the Yankees finished the season, as strong as you could imagine. Like I said, I think the third longest win streak going into the playoffs that they've had in franchise history. So that that top wild card spot gets them home field here for a 3-game set against the Red Sox. So I mentioned, I will be there tomorrow. So really excited about that. And we get Fried versus Crochet. That is going to be, a pitcher's duel. And I do think this is going to be tough. And it's just one of those things. And, the following day would be Rodon and Bayo. But listen, we know what type of pitcher Garrett Crochet is, but I was pointing to you earlier that we have had some success against him at times. If you look at, his starts against us this year, the Red Sox end up winning this game, but the game I was at actually with Matt, I believe, he goes 6 innings and gives up 6 hits and 5 runs. Obviously, he's had a lot of strikeouts in all of his games this year, struck out 9 there, but that was an example. We remember, just a week later at Fenway Park, the 14 strikeouts, not 14 strikeouts, I'm sorry, 7 strikeouts, 8 1/3, almost a shutout. Good morning, Renee. But gives up that home run late to Judge, and it goes to extra innings, but Navarez walks it off. So you found a way to get him there. What's going on? What's that?
Yesterday, I was in Long Island.
Yep.
And 10 minutes away from my Aunt Maria's house was the Ryder Cup.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yes, we were watching. My Aunt Maria said, in Long Island, it's been crazy with the traffic because the president came a few days ago.
Yeah.
And so we were watching the Ryder Cup. My dad was. I was not watching it. But we saw it was about to end, and we were like, we got to get out of here because all the traffic was about to start, and we just missed all the craziness.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm sure it was nuts. I mean, it was nuts at Bobby V's. It felt like we were at the Ryder Cup there. I don't know. Yeah. I was saying before there was a bunch of guys there that were probably watching it all day for like 7-8 hours, hammered, and they took the coverage before it was over off the main TV with the volume. And for 5 minutes, they were chanting Ryder Cup, like screaming it every single like point the U.S. would get. USA, like just like it. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
They were putting the planes are doing sky art and they put USA.
Oh wow. Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
People get jacked up.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately not enough for the Americans. But I was just saying, yeah. So Crochet obviously has pitched well against us, and then the last time out, 12 strikeouts on what was that, Sunday Night Baseball. But regardless of that, it was 3 earned runs though. So we have hit him before. He is tough. I think the key is because I'm sure you've seen some Crochet starts over the years, Tony. It's like he pounds the strike zone, he gets ahead early, and then he pretty much can throw whatever pitch he wants. And it seems like a lot of times it's that curveball out of the strike zone.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's just early, be ready. Don't like if he happens to leave the fastball over the middle, don't take it.
Right. No, you can't. And I guess that just comes down to pitch recognition, right?
Yeah.
Recognize that pitch.
But at least, like I said, it's he's definitely had our number, but also we have been able to hit him. So you just kind of go with that. And you love the way that Max Fried pitched down the stretch, 19 wins, ERA sub 3. Last time out against Boston, 5 1/3, 2 earned. Previous start, 6 shutout innings. And then what was it? The start before that, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. And those were all of his starts against Boston. So he's pitched well against them. But I don't know. That I just kind of look at it. It's going to be tough, but I could also see us winning the first 2 games. Like you got to start with 1. But I just think Fried and Rodon are pitching very well right now, and the team is just playing well. So you just kind of hope there's that carryover effect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was what the Yankees had, going for them the most.
Yeah.
The fact that they had this schedule to put them in such a position where they feel good and have momentum going into the playoffs, which is exactly what they have. So they have to ride on that. Definitely, Fried is definitely dialed. He's looking like prime Max Fried.
Yeah.
And then Rodon, Jesus. When does he have in the season?
18.
Right?
Right behind
crazy,
him.
dude.
Yeah.
So dude. I think you are set up really well with that 1-2 punch to start off. I think it is going to be a question on whether or not, the lineup would show up, that's the only thing, you want to get some hits early, like you said, recognize pitches, jump on the good ones early, maybe get into the Red Sox bullpen a little bit too. That would be great. But yes, you could win this game like 1-0, 2-1. Right. You could win these first 2 games, but like I said, you want your offense to be a little more stout.
And I just think, to quiet the noise, also get the crowd pumped up. How electric, like first inning, Judge and Stanton back to back or something.
That'd be sick.
They're gonna go nuts, especially Judge.
Yeah.
Judge is out strong too. I feel like the team, like they're a close knit group. They get so fired up, and they know everything he's had to hear about him not performing in the playoffs. They're gonna go nuts. They're gonna be they're already gonna be inspired, but he does that. It takes it to a whole nother level.
Absolutely, dude. And that is what people are looking for, like in this playoff. that was the big question, I feel like, all year long. It's when the Yankees make the playoffs, is Judge going to be what he was the past few seasons, or is he going to be back? He's going to do what he does in the regular season, finally for the first time in the postseason. We'll see. But like I said, pitching, I'm not your bullpen will be great. Bednar will be fine, dude. Like, I'm sure Devin Williams, we talked about him, the momentum he has going into the postseason too.
Even Doval is pitching better.
So your pitching staff seems to be set up quite nicely here.
Yeah. So I think obviously offense early, Fried setting the tone, and then I think too. Listen, the crowd will be in it. It just on your end too. Like, make sure you don't allow any runs the first 3 or 4 innings.
Right.
Like, just seize that momentum early. And there's just something with this team when they score first, it feels like they really relish off that momentum and are able to carry it through for a win. So this is what it's all about. I did mention this too before the playoffs started. I wanted to play a team like Boston because, they just had our number. We haven't won since 2003 against them. And I'm pretty sure when you factor in the 2018 Division Series and the 2004 American League Championship Series, I think they've won 4 straight playoff games at Yankee Stadium. So, you want to switch that narrative. So that starts tomorrow. I just can't wait. And I just think, short series, most of these games feel like they're 2-game sets too. You just winning game one is so important. So not going to be easy. But I just think the Yankees have proved themselves the past month and a half that they're playing as good as anybody. And you want to just keep the momentum going. And to use a phrase from our good friends over at Velvalama, you want to ride that wave, Tony, right?
Yes, dude.
So no games today. We do have 4 tomorrow starting at 1:00.
We got a phone call coming in.
Who is it?
I don't know, dude. I don't have the number.
Oh, all right. Let's see.
New York number though, 917.
I really, who I hope it is? I hope it's uncuffed. That would be great, but it's not.
That would be great.
He's Texas. He's not calling.
Could be nobody, dude.
Yeah. Does it seem like it's nobody?
I don't know. Good morning. You're live on the Sports Port. How's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a
but
bogus call.
Kind of interesting though. Uncuffed. He wanted to talk,
right?
And where is he?
Not here.
The one thing I was gonna say. Oh, okay.
There it is.
The one thing I was gonna say too is, I feel like, what do you think about this timing structure? 1, 3, 6, and 9. And then how the Guardians, Tigers, if that goes to the distance, and then the other series are still going. They'll be at 1:00 during the week, 3 days in a row. I don't know if I think the timing structure is great.
It's kind of dumb. I don't know, what do they think that everyone is trying to watch every game
at the same time? Right.
Why would they think that though?
Yeah,
it is weekdays.
Yeah,
you're not. And then if I have an early game, I'm a fan of that team, and it's a weekday at 1:00, and I'm at work or something, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I feel like you could have done, and even 2, you could have done 3, 5, 7, and 9. That would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But the 6:00 start is nice for the Yankees, and then as far as the Dodgers are concerned too, 6:00 local there, so that kind of works out. So yeah, let's see what happens. But obviously, just happy with the state of things. It's kind of weird, not having a pick segment.
Yeah, I guess it's the first time in a while, huh?
Yeah. Did we get the final tallies? I'm guessing.
I gotta do it. I guess I gotta. Let's go, dude. I have not done it, dude. So let's go into the MLB scores from.
I'm sure you
Friday,
resoundingly won, Tony.
Possibly. Let's see. I had Mets in the over at 8. I don't know what the over was. Let's see, dude. Gamecast, not the box scores, 8.5. So 0-2 right there, dude. Watch out now. And then let's see. I had Phillies and the over. That's 1-1 spot. And then I had the Dodgers. I had the under. Dodgers go way down. And 2-0 spot there. There we go.
There he is.
So I had the 3-3 for me on Friday. You had the Yankees with the under. So you hit 1-1 there. Then you had the Rays and the under, so also 1-1 there, and then Tigers over 0-2 spot. So that would give you a 2-4, and then that's all she wrote, Brian.
Yeah, hey, it was a good run.
Yeah, dude.
Let's
see. I had the final tally. I was 79 and 61. Which is pretty solid. We both did pretty well, actually, dude.
What was you were
74 and 65. That is right. Yeah.
Okay. So
66.
We hung in there. But yeah, we'll do some picks for the playoffs.
No picks today, dude.
No picks today.
Feel really weird.
Michael is saying building, New York.
Good morning.
Fucking go in.
Chase for 28, baby.
Yes. Starts tomorrow at Yankee Stadium.
New York Yankee.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, we don't want him. We don't want him, Michael. We don't want him. That contract, it's too much of a contract.
He said he's going to take a pay cut to the Yankees.
No, he didn't. But I think it would be a good time, Tony. Strike the music back up.
Doing a grid, dude.
For the Immaculate Grid.
Oh, shit, I almost forgot.
And should we say winner gets a coffee? Dude, you
Dude,
know what I was just thinking, actually?
Oh,
I didn't have a
God,
coffee. I just completely,
Blanked.
yeah, because I didn't have the homemade ready and then was running around and forgot.
Oh, wow, dude. So there you go. Need it, dudes. Need it.
We got Yankees and the Mets for the grid here. I have a good one. I don't think it'll top your Yankee Met one. Rico Garcia, 0.3.
I would say Rich Hill.
I feel like Rico Garcia, the 0.3?
All right, let's go Rico. No, you're probably right. Rico Garcia. Bang.
0.2. Yeah, there's no
There we
way,
go,
no way.
dude. We could do Marisnik for Cubs,
Yep.
right? That's got to be low.
And then,
0.3.
There we go. Ramiro I'm thinking, do you think Mendoza or Refsnyder for Yankees Red Sox? I think everyone's forgot about Mendoza, right?
I would think that Ref Snyder would be higher, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. No one even knows who Ramiro Mendoza is.
Mendoza, they think who, dude? Carlos? 1% nice. You think Marcano would be too much for Detroit, right?
No.
Marcano? I mean, it's fucking, I'll spell Mark correctly. One.
Boston and Tigers, David Wells. There we go.
Boston Cubs.
Boston Cubs. Remember we got the what was it, Cabrera thing wrong?
Yeah.
But there's a lot besides Nomar, besides John Lackey.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Kimbrell is one.
Craig Kimbrell is one.
I'm trying to think of other guys though. Pitchers. Lester is another.
John?
Yeah, I think he's high.
You think he'd be high? Damn it.
I'm almost thinking Kimbrell.
You think he'll be lower than Lester?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do Kimbrell?
I'm
I
just
don't
trying
think we have
to think.
anyone in the crowd.
No. And I was just trying to
Josh B. Neighbors confirmed torn ACL.
Yeah, tough. But right, I'm just trying to think just anybody else recently.
Brad Hand pitched for the Cubs.
I don't know.
I know,
Chapman.
but
Chapman will
Chapman
probably be
gets
high. Right? No Kerry Wood.
That'd be someone from back in the day
Lackey.
too, doing a Gaylord.
I'm just trying to think of like the older Red Sox teams, like not Manny, not JD Drew, not Steven Drew. I'm just trying to think of anybody else who would. I think Kimbrell.
3%.
Solid, right? You were thinking like the blow up.
Yeah, I thought it was the blow up spot. I thought so. Wow.
All
All right, so Silver Slugger's going to be tough, dude. I'm not going to lie.
I was thinking. I'm just trying to think. Sheffield or Granderson?
Gary Sheffield? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
For the-
Do Gary Sheffield.
For the Yankees.
Yeah. There we go.
Let's go, dude. This is
Hot. I'm trying to think. So for the Tigers,
I mean, like recently, it has to be with that team, right?
JD Martinez.
All right, let's do JD Martinez. It's a good call. Wow,
This
dude.
has been quite immaculate.
Hold your breath, dude.
But the Cubs, though, it's like
Cubs,
you think
Silver
about Rizzo.
Slugger. Yeah.
Who else do you think about though? You think about
Silver
Alou. Did
Slugger.
Alou win it though?
I don't know. Silver Sluggers are tough.
Yeah. You think about Rizzo. Baez.
I don't. Did Baez win one? Probably not,
I
though.
don't know. Aramis Ramirez. Just trying to.
Nobody from the crowd. Mattingly, Silver Slugger was 11%. He says.
So, I mean, we're rather about that.
Josh, who do you get for Cubs, dude? Who's your Cubs Silver Slugger?
I'm thinking Ramirez. I'm just trying to think if there's any other I like.
I don't
option.
really know.
Obviously, Sosa.
Sammy.
We could go Ramirez.
I'm sorry. Who's
yeah, there you go. You had it.
Aramis. There it is.
Erasmus.
Dude. 3%.
What was the total score?
14.
Pretty good. One of our best ever.
One of our best ever. I think tied for second best ever, to be honest.
There we go. There we
Yeah.
go. All right. So let's switch the music and
Let's
get
right to the
a
football. Let's go,
grid,
dude. The gridiron, dude. Yeah. Hey, wow, Jets, dude.
Broncos, 1,000 yards. Mike Anderson.
4%.
There we go. All right, let's think about this for a second. Trying to think with the Giants. Derek Ward?
Giants for 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, Derek Ward. Two D's. 2 R's. Derek Ward.
2 D's, 2 R's. Derek Ward, 1%.
Okay, so the Dolphins, Jets though too. We could do Mike White.
Yeah, that's a good one.
5%. Jets, Broncos. Let's think about this for a second. Quarterbacks, kickers. Jets, Broncos. Oh, I wonder if Demarius is high. I feel like we've had. Okay, yeah, do Demarius Thomas.
Demarius Thomas for Jets Broncos?
Yeah.
Demarius. I guess I'll just try Thomas. Thomp?
Yeah, well, because it's Demary. That's why it's.
Oh, bum 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 bum.
Okay, and then Jets, Giants. I'm just trying to think. Was Jason Myers? I feel like there was a kicker. Jets, Giants. Oh, there's Brandon Marshall. Dude, this music is really like vintage.
Yeah,
you know?
I know, it's so
I guess
good,
do. Wait, no, there was somebody. Oh no, because they didn't get Cromartie. Who else? Oh, Leonard Williams. But is that high?
Trevor Siemian, says Josh B. That was for Jets Broncos.
Okay.
Did he play for the Giants though?
I don't remember him on the Giants.
Ah,
Leonard Williams.
Michael likes a song by the way, says Fire.
Yeah.
Tim Boyle, Jets Giants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
1%, dude. Wow, dude.
Dude, Dolphins 1,000 yards. Besides Ronnie Brown, besides Ricky Williams, obviously you got Raheem Mostert. I wonder if Raheem Mostert will be on it. Bengals, Dolphins.
Oh, gosh, dude, I don't know. Cincinnati.
Bengals, Broncos. Dolphins, Bengals. I mean, Fitzpatrick. Bengals. Oh, but okay. Giants. John Ross. Giants, Bengals.
John Ross. All right,
Yeah.
dude. There we go. 8% there.
I mean, we could do Fitzpatrick. I mean, I'm trying to think.
For Bengals.
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Would probably be really high.
Yeah.
Gesicki, though. Mike Gesicki. Didn't expect that to be that high,
24,
right?
dude.
I guess try Ronnie Brown for 1,000 yards for the Dolphins. IE.
7%.
Okay, 7%.
All right, there we go.
Now the Bengals and the Broncos.
I don't think Kyle Orton was on the Bengals. I feel like there's running backs or receivers. Okay, not Welker, not Palmer. Jake Plummer, kicker. Bengals. Yeah, I feel like there's gotta be. I'm trying to think about like backup quarterbacks. Not Dalton.
Oh,
You're looking it up.
yeah, I looked it up right now.
Anything that stands out that I should obviously know? Or?
I mean, not really, I guess.
Nobody like playing currently.
Currently?
Yeah,
Doesn't seem like it, buddy.
feels like there's got to be like a kicker or something.
Let's see, dude. Yeah, no. I mean, there's a receiver that seems to be actually, he's not really that well known, I guess. The name sounds familiar. Let's see, dude. You thinking a kicker? I don't think so.
No kicker. So
no
it's
kickers.
Like a receiver or a corner, not Pac-Man Jones.
This is
not
a tough one, dude.
Vontaze Burficts.
You got you got some defensive tackles.
Defensive tackles.
You got some DBs.
Not Talib.
You got some centers.
Not Carlos Rogers. Wow, bro. And nothing from the peanut gallery, huh?
Halfback. No, because this is a tough one, dude.
Bengals, Broncos. I feel like it's got to be a running back. Like, who was their run? Not Joe Mixon. Not Rudy Johnson. Not Corey Dillon. Oh, no, not Perrine, right? Is Samaje Perrine on there? No.
Let's see. This running back was in the 70s. This running back was from the 90s. Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of running backs, dude.
Yeah.
3 quarterbacks ever, it says. Only 9 receivers. 62 players total.
No, but what's like there's not one offensive guy still playing.
Let's see, dude. 8 seasons. No. Literally none. There's a quarterback here whose last season seemed to have been last year. Looked like if he was a backup for Washington.
Wait. Say that one more time.
There's the closest guy, again, the closest that anyone's ever played recently is a quarterback. He was a backup for Washington last year. Never had a start. Did play it down, though.
Played it down. It's the backup quarterback. But they had Mariota, so he was the third string quarterback.
Mariota.
Right?
I guess so. He was also with Cleveland, Houston in 2022, 2021. Had 2 starts with Houston in 21, 7 games total. Says he played in.
Games, Houston.
He had 5 starts with Cincinnati in 2018.
Oh, this is so annoying, dude. Any other?
Anything else? After Cincinnati, he went to Detroit for a year, then to Denver for a year, then for Houston for 2 years, Cleveland for a year, and then in Washington was last year. And then he has no team registered for this year.
God damn, bro.
Quarterback. There's another quarterback here who played until 2014.
Well known.
4 years with Washington, back-to-back years with Oakland, Chicago, Cleveland, Cincinnati. That was his last year.
All right, just give it.
He was a starter for Washington, 2 years, full seasons.
It's not Heineke.
No.
Washington, what year?
He first season was 06. He was drafted in the first round, 25th overall pick, 05.
Patrick Ramsey?
No.
What the fuck is it then? He was a second round pick, probably.
First round pick out of Auburn.
Auburn in 05?
Auburn 05, dude. I can go back to the other guy. Go to the other guy.
Jason Campbell.
Yes.
Let's fucking go, dude. I think that's going to be real good. What?
What?
I was like, I don't remember him actually playing for either team, to be honest. But what?
Cincinnati last year, 2014.
But
Oh, it's so weird. It doesn't list Denver here.
So how did that even?
That's wild. Am I bugging out? Broncos, Bengals. I don't know, dude. Josh B says, "What the fuck?" He says, "Ha ha ha," and then he says, "Gus Ferroti."
Yeah, we'll just put it in for.
That was 5%. Wow, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, we got robbed. Let's see, Cleveland, Cincinnati. No, but Denver. I don't see Jason Campbell with Denver.
That's what I mean. It didn't say it. It said it had him on the list, but then when you clicked in, it didn't.
So it probably was an off-season thing, and he didn't play. So they had to play him down. That's why. Well, whatever. I think we still did a good job. I think we still had a good grid. Really, one of our best grids. If you think about it, all single digits, other than Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, dude, and that was tough with Gesicki.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny who they have pictures for and who they don't have pictures.
Yeah.
for.
It's like you would think they would just have it for everybody,
right? But no, Mike White has his photo in there.
Yeah. Well, dude, he's a celebrity. So yeah, I guess really other than that, Tony, just wanted to say, I know we kind of talked about this, but what'd you make of like the European slaughter of the Americans at the Ryder Cup? The comeback, but obviously too little, too late.
Right.
But kind of embarrassing. I mean, I know it was exciting late, but to be dominated those 2 days, I mean, that shouldn't happen.
No, yeah, I think you're totally right there, dude. I mean, it really should not happen at all. It's Beth Page too. You're on Long Island, and you obviously had the crowd in your favor. I mean,
right.
Jesus. But I don't know. It just seemed like, I mean, I don't want to blame like Keegan Bradley or anything, but I feel like the decisions on who was matched up with each other.
The English Morikawa group, I think there was a lot of talk.
Right?
About
like, I don't know. It's just odd. And even like, not pairing Bryson with Scotty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. I would love to hear like what went into his thoughts during that process of pairing certain players up. Because like, why wouldn't you have your best two guys just paired up, guarantee the win? And obviously after that, it just seemed like tensions were super high, dude. I mean, you saw the who the hell got into the argument? It was Bryson. And I know he was arguing with Fleetwood a little bit too. I think,
it was
right?
Fleetwood, but then the caddies.
Yeah, the caddies were getting into it, dude. Because somebody walked into Fleetwood's line of sight, or was it?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Fleetwood. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Somebody walked into somebody's like putter line or whatever.
Okay.
I think it was Bryson's caddy.
Okay.
He says I'm the Bryson's caddy. Bryson didn't like that. Start talking more shit. And then people there was like a push off, I think, at some point, dude, which was like kind of nuts, dude.
Yeah.
And then you had Rory saying shut the fuck up to those fans, dude. Shane Lowry looked like he was gonna kill somebody at some point, dude. Like,
don't get those
oh my
Irish
god, dude.
golfers angry, huh?
Yeah, dude. But it was crazy. I mean, it seems like that it would be an absolute like great event to go to, dude.
It does. It does.
Even though it's not like for someone watching it, like I didn't feel like I was watching a major or anything.
Right.
Like, yeah, the tensions were high, but the format's different. The
at least I
pairings,
feel like
that,
I was
dude.
already there. Yesterday,
Yeah, you had the
so.
you had the luxury of having that experience at Bobby V's, dude.
But yeah, they got to get things buttoned up, and it's a shame. I think the next one is actually in Ireland in 2 years, and like sure they'll have the President's Cup next year, but it's like the President's Cup. They always win because Europe's not in it. We know. But also too, I'm sure you saw this and heard about it. But this whole envelope rule, I don't believe for a fucking second that Victor Hovland was injured. That is nonsense. That is antiquated. And listen, it is in no way, any way, an excuse for losing like the way that they did. But you can't have that. It just doesn't make sense because you could do exactly what Luke Donald did, and it's just like you're getting a half point. And especially it's even more of an advantage because they need less points to win.
Yeah,
that was terrible. Mm-hmm. And what would you say your percentage believing Hovland's injury?
10%, maybe.
On a grid, hobbling.
Right.
Dude, I wish there was a golf grid, but there's not, right?
We can double check, but there's no way. They do hockey, then they do soccer and
basketball.
women's basketball. Yeah,
that would be because that would be crazy. But it's like, how are you gonna really
grid,
do
dude.
golf, like just like a champion of all the certain events? Like,
Right,
that's the only way you
yeah.
can do it, really. Or so many wins.
You could do like certain countries too.
Yeah. But
So many wins in a year.
Maybe we send an email. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, maybe.
That would be sick.
That would be actually kind of sick.
Josh asking what categories, but I think he was a little late probably to what we were saying. But I think all those categories would work. Certain majors, certain courses, certain amount of wins.
Yes, dude. Wins in a season.
Ryder Cups.
Putt percentage.
The putt percentage. Oh, man. But yeah, so it was kind of embarrassing. Whatever. But it'll be kind of a long time till we really get an important golf tournament. I mean, I think the Players is really like the biggest one, and that's not till March. Sure. Maybe the Phoenix Open will be okay, but we'll see. But definitely was an interesting golf season.
Josh says fairways hit, greens hit.
Yes. Drinks consumed.
Divorce papers filed.
And then withdrawn. So that's really where we're at. But definitely, wow. They kind of just flew by.
Really kind of felt like it lasted a long time, dude.
Well, when the two people doing the show combined got 6 hours of sleep, I mean that tends to happen. But anyway, thanks for everybody to tune in.
Thanks,
and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives of the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay Costume, the merch at DowntimeTV.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, and we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.